guys. You'll notice today has quite a few movements that we've been working on. See if I can get a good angle here for us. Quite a few movements that we've been working on. I've just kind of broken it up a little differently, as a lot of these movements are tough and a lot of people have been struggling with the movements. I'm going to skip going over warm-up today. If you really need a refresher on kick sets, oh gosh, what day was it? Probably week 2, day 1, I really went into in-depth on kick sets. So if you're struggling with those, go back, rewatch it. But I covered them a lot. I want to save some time for the other movements in today's workout. First one being the sliding glute bridge. So I'm going to take us down to the floor here. And you can see I've got a solid surface, a smooth solid surface. That way we can slide, right? And I'm just throwing a sweatshirt down to slide on. Doesn't matter what you use. I've demonstrated with dog blood. You can use a towel. You can use whatever the fuck you want. Why don't we talk about the glute bridge first? The normal glute bridge, right? Cues for the normal glute bridge: squeeze your butt, squeeze your core, drive your hips up, boom. Right? The reason why this is important, hey, that feels really good. The reason why this is important is because if you don't have this, you don't understand this movement, you're not going to understand the sliding glute bridge. Boom. So sliding glute bridge, we start on our heels, right? And we're going to still bridge our hips up, but now we're going to pull our feet in as we do it. So hey, same cues. Squeeze your glutes, brace, boom. Yeah, this hits your hammies a lot harder than the normal glute bridge. In fact, you're probably going to feel your hammies burn, not your glutes. That's the point of the movement. That's the big difference. Common thing that happens is we arch our back to help drive our hips up. This comes from a lack of glute engagement. This comes from a lack of bracing. So it comes back down to those 2 points that we said before the movement. Even if it's a regular glute bridge, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core. Boom. Nailed it. I've written 5 sets of 10, and this way you can really focus on getting the movements down correctly. So take nice breaks between each set so you can get your next set done and it's done right. Next up is finding a good camera angle. Nailed it. Next up is the sissy squat, named after Sisyphus. As story in Greek mythology, Sisyphus was doomed, cursed, punished, one of those, to push a boulder uphill every day. And he would start in the morning at the bottom of the mountain, and at the top he would, at the end of the day, he'd get the boulder to the top, and he'd wake up, and there he is back at the bottom of the mountain again. So every day he was punished, cursed to do this, and so they're called sissy squats, Sisyphus squats, because they really do a number on the legs. Now, that's not a good camera angle for this, so we are going to go back down to the floor. I'll figure it out one of these days. Yeah, that should work. You'll notice I've got a door here. My door is closed. If I push on it, it stays closed. Let's just take a look at the Sisyphus squat, the sissy squat. I'm going to push my knees forward. I'm going to come on my toes. My hips will stay in line with my leg. The torso stays in line. Ooh, okay, let's talk common faults. Common faults are we push our knees out and we stay upright. We do this. This is like shitting over a hole. We're not shitting over a hole. We are doing a goofy squat. I'm going to take a video from another angle, from the front angle, so you guys can see how my knees push forward. And we'll just have to move Maple's dishes here. Hopefully we can get the right angle here. Got a nice crotch shot for you. So again, I'm going to drive my knees forward. I'm holding onto this doorknob for balance. And you can still see that the knees push forward, my whole body leans, right? And the reverse comes up. What we don't want is this. Ready? I'm going to do my best to demonstrate a bad rep. I'm going to push my knees out. This is this is what you don't want to do. Wrong. Wrong. Here we go. This is right. Knees push forward. Torso stays in line. So I'm a little tension in my glutes. Boom. Boom. Whew. Just from those few demo reps, my quads. Where are you? My quads already feel it. That's really nice. Again, why we've written it as 5 sets of 10. You can focus on doing them right, get a nice break, and then repeat. Lastly, we're working on our chair dips. People have been finding issues with chair dips. So hey, let's take the same steps here to make this work. Let's find a chair. I'll pull one out of my room because I got I gotta do work in my room, so I got a chair for it. So we'll get a few angles of this. Let's start with the side. Now, your hands you want outside of your shoulders. So, if you have broad shoulders and a narrow chair, guess what? It's going to be hard to get everything on the chair. So, my hands are going to be on the side because of this, because my shoulders are broader than the chair. Right? Try my elbows back, shoulders stay set. Push up. Push up. Push up. Check out that nice range of motion. That deep dip, right? My butt is hitting the floor. My elbows are getting to like 90 degrees, right? I've written sets of 15, so you want to find a position where you can do 4 sets of 15. If you can do them legs straight and get all the way down every time, perfect. That's how you're going to do them. If you can only do 3 that way, not the way I want you to do them. I want you to do them today so you can get 15 in a row every time. If you're bringing your feet in, resist the urge to use them and push through the floor. Don't do that. Once you're through your dips, more on the dips. Justice shared a video to the group page. Hopefully you watched it, because he just talks about shoulder set. And if you watched it, you should be like, hey, this is familiar. I know all this stuff. Brendan talks about it all the time. Basically what he says is don't do this, right? As you come down. Don't shoot your shoulders up and forward. Look, how do I look, right? Like an idiot, right? Shoulders stay set as we descend. It's hard to do it this without a chair, right? Right? Hey, that's how we want to look, not like this. Keep your shoulders set. That's what the video goes over. Last part, double under sit-ups. If you're not good at double unders, you're not a double under or jump rope, or if you're kind of in between, use that 4+1 drill. As many people have pointed out, and we have discussed in the past, trying to tackle 50 double unders, I'm going to do a set of 50, is foolish if you can only do 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. Rather, looking at a group of 50, a set of 50 as 10 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 10 is a much better way to get there. You don't burn out because you're not going to failure every time. You're not going until you fall apart every time, until your technique breaks down. You're getting in perfect groups of 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever every time. Your technique is practiced consistently without mistake, or with less mistake, less error, less failure, And so you get better at them. Also build your confidence. Hey, I'm a pro at doing 5 at a time. I can always do 5 at a time. If I mess up, fuck it. It was just a bad rhythm. I can do it again. And eventually you're like, well, fuck, 5 is easy. I'm going to do 10 at a time. And you can see how this builds 15 at a time, 20 at a time, 50 at a time, 1,000 at a time. You get the idea. Sit-ups is in there too. Focus on using your tum-tum, not your arms, to create lots of excess momentum. Hey, if you want a stronger core, guess what? You have to use it. So focus on keeping these in the core and not just throwing the arms for extra momentum. And that's all, folks.